After our little side story with Black Widow, let's get into full high gear with Phase 4. At last. What's going on, people? This is Joshua, future filmmaker doing Alpha Reviews. I like to talk films, TV, and music. I am giving you guys, finally, my long-awaited thoughts for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This is the 25th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is the second movie of MCU's Phase 4. This is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, written by Dave Callahan, Andrew Lanham. And this stars Simu as Shang-Chi, Awkwafina, Menger, Zhang, Fala Chen, Flora Montanu, Benedict Cumberbatch, Michelle Yeoh, Ben Kingsley, and Tony Lowe. Also, a familiar face from two familiar faces from previous MCU movies. In this newer entry of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, martial arts master Shang-Chi confronts the past he thought that he left behind when he's dropped into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. He has to go back home to stop his father, who is the Mandarin, and he has to confront his past and fight him. That's all the story I want to give away because I don't want to go into spoilers. I will give a little bit of a minor spoiler towards the end of the video. When it comes to Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, of course I was actually really curious about it. I am not familiar with the character of Shang-Chi, and it seems like Marvel is taking more risks with characters that we don't know much about, but bringing them into the cinematic universe and making them be something, which is something I very much appreciate. Yes, sometimes the MCU with their movies, and especially with the origin movies, they can be copy and paste the same thing, but I also do like to try taking risks once in a while, which is why I'm happy with Phase 4 we're going in a different direction, while sticking to the formula. And you can break away from the formula once in a while. And as far as Phase 4, this has been really great so far. Without having seen Loki or What If, besides the Chadwick Boseman episode, because I did watch that for him, to honor him, and see how it was. Phase 4 has been really great. I love WandaVision. You guys, I did a full-on spoiler-free and spoiler-filled discussion about how much I really love WandaVision, how I think it is a great story about a woman overcoming her grief and having to be who she is and learn from that. But it also has really great messages and very nice sitcom references. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, while not as good as WandaVision, it was still pretty great on its own merits. In Black Widow, I enjoyed it, but again, it was a little disappointing considering the fact that this was the final film for Scarlett Johansson. Now, if it would have came out at least during 2016, or at least reworked some stuff a little bit, I think it could have been one of my favorites of the year. But I still think it's an enjoyable movie nonetheless. So when it comes to Shang-Chi, I was actually really curious to see what it is for two reasons. One, because this is a character I've never heard about, and two, I really like martial arts movies. I am a fan of martial arts movies like Enter the Dragon and The Last Dragon, and any martial arts movie, I'm into it. And you're blending superhero films with martial arts, which is what I like from the trailers. And from the trailers, I was pretty impressed with what they were doing here. And also, the director has a great track record. I love his movies like Short Term 12 and Just Mercy, and even The Glass Castle I think is great. So I was really looking forward to seeing what this would be. I'm gonna say this right now, this is my new favorite film of 2021, and also I think this is what G.I. Joe Snake Eyes should have been.
Say what? Correct!
Kick-ass.
I don't hate Snake Eyes, but I just feel like the action in the movie could have been better, and stuff. A lot of things in the movie could have been a little better. But I did like the cast and stuff in that movie. But either way, let's get it. Going into the pros of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, because I don't have that many issues with it. I want to start off with the actors, of course. You have Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, who, of course, we know we find out that he's a skilled martial artist who was trained by his father, and he left the organization for a normal life, and basically he is the fish out of water, and he wants to hide his charisma, and he doesn't know who he really is, and it's basically like you took Will from Good Will Hunter, who is a mix of masculinity and vulnerability, which is why I do like. And he struggles with his own identity of the core things, and he also has to go through a lot of growth throughout the movie. And I thought Simu Liu, he's a really great character. He does a really good job in the role, and does a really good job in the role of Shang-Chi. I bought him in the action scenes. He is very likable, he has a likable presence, and I like his chemistry with the other cast members. Awkwafina is Katie, who is the best friend and the hotel valet. I liked her. She is very relatable, very likable. She has the real heart and dedication to Shang-Chi. She's not the love interest. She does have her own story ahead of her, which she has difficulty committing to a path in her life, which I like that with her character. Awkwafina is a good actress. She's done stuff like Ocean's 8 and Farewell, and Raya and the Last Dragon. I thought she was very funny in that movie, and she was one of my favorite things in it, right next to Kelly Marie Tran in the animation. But I thought that she does great here. She has great charisma with Simu Liu. She is the comic relief, but it's not as annoying, it's not as obnoxious as you would expect it to be. And I think Awkwafina is a funny person. You also have a new face named Menger Zhang as Zhu Xianli, which is she's the estranged sister and Wenwu's daughter. She's more the opposite of Shang-Chi's character. She does have a heart for her brother, but she has a tough and cold exterior, and she is also sensitive and very vulnerable. She's a very complex character, and this was her first film, and for her first movie, I gotta say she not only very sold the role, but she also did a really good job in what she was doing. So I have to say, Menger's she earned her spot. And not only she's also a mix of Lucy Liu and Maggie Q. Like Lucy Liu's character from Charlie's Angels and Maggie Q's Nikita, and you make it into this character. Also, she is really gorgeous in this movie. Just pointing it out there.
I can explain.
Damn!
I love you.
Okay.
Other actors, you have Fala Chen as Yen Li, who is the wife and mother of Shang-Chi and his alien. You also have Florian Matsune as Razor Fist. I liked his performance. Benedict Wong, of course, does come back, which is nice to see Wong get some more play in this MCU. He's not in as much, but he's in there. You have Michelle Yeoh as Young Nin, who is the guardian of Taylor and Shang-Chi and Zalian's aunt. It was great to see her. She does have more to do here than she did in Gunpowder Milkshake, which one of the things I can easily admit. Even though I do like Gunpowder Milkshake, I do wish she was in that a little bit more than she was. I really want to talk about the villain of this movie, Zhu Wenwu, aka the Mandarin himself, played by Tony Leung. I love this version of Mandarin. The Mandarin, finally, he got justice after Iron Man 3, because Basically, this year has been the year of redemption with a lot of things. With Justice League, the 2017 version getting its Snyder cut, we got a better Suicide Squad movie with the Suicide Squad, even though it didn't do so hot at the box office. Audiences and critics has ate it up for good reasons. And now we have a better version of Mandarin, because I am a fan of Iron Man 3. But I did not like the way they did Menger, especially with that bullshit of a twist. Here, the villain has a clear motivation. You get why he is doing what he's doing, and he is a really great villain. He is not just a villain, but also has reasons why he is a man with history, why he is a sociopath, why he's a bigot, why he's a narcissist, why he's doing the things that he's doing. And I gotta say, the performances are good in the movie. Love the direction of the movie by Daniel Cretton. Direction in this movie is great. I love how this movie is directed. He executes the story in a way that you want to see. And what you see, you get exactly what you ask for. It's not boring, it's not half-assed. Everything works for a reason. Everything is really good. What really works about his direction is that he's able to go into the emotional weights that is carried throughout the entire movie, and the rivalry between the father and son, and I thought the rivalry, the way he approached it, especially on a screenwriting standpoint with the screenwriters, is very well done. I know people have a bad bias, hatred towards Dave Callahan. I don't care if he's writing Into the Spider-Verse 2, as long as it's good, okay?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Stop it. Get some help.
Shut up!
I do love the way that the writing is written, the great characterization of the characters. The action scenes are very well choreographed. You have a great stunt team, which, rest in peace to the stunt coordinator who did pass away during production of this movie, so rest in peace to him. But the stunts are great. The action scenes, every single moment of the action is very well framed. The production design, the CGI, and special effects are very well done. It is really great CGI. Yes, the third act does get a lot very CGI heavy, but the third act, it does get very good, and it makes an impression with me. And it does have your usual setup for future MCU projects, but at this point it is to be expected. You can't just break away the formula, because by then people won't notice it's an MCU movie. So you do have to take that into account when you're watching an MCU movie, that there is going to be some setup. But the origin story from the Predator, the origin story that is very impressive for what is going to, and just it is in the very high in the MCU. I do love how this origin plays out, where Joel P. West does a really great job with the score, and this movie is very well shot and very well edited. There's no stupid shaky cam, there's no overuse of crazy quick cuts, quick editing. This is the way action scenes should be shot, and this is how action scenes should be done. So I definitely have to give a hand to the cinematography, the director, and the editor. As far as issues goes, I don't have any issues with this movie. As I said, the third act is CGI heavy, but it's fine. But because it's good CGI, that's the only issue I have. It's just, but I have no issues. But everything else is really good. I also really love the landscape of the home of Shang-Chi, and also you have this very cool dragon here, which is really cool. I really like that. It is faceless, but it's really great creature design and great special effects. Monster Hunter, why wouldn't you like this with your creature design? Why wouldn't you like this? Why wouldn't you like this, Monster Hunter? Just saying. Also, it was nice seeing stunt characters. I will get into a little bit minor spoilers. You have the Abomination, which he's not in it as much, but I do like the way he's redesigned and how he's put into the movie. And the post-credit scenes are really good. Now, again, this is just a minor spoiler, so this is the only thing I will give away. So, if you haven't seen it, mute this part, and I will, and then you can go to my overall thoughts. The mid-credit scene is awesome, though. I love seeing Bruce Banner and Carol Danvers played respectively by Mark Ruffalo and Brie Larson. And we find out more about the Ten Rings themselves, which I was very interested with throughout the movie, and especially in this mid-credit scene, that they're entirely a mysterious signal. So I do like how that is incorporated, and that's all I'm really gonna say. And this makes me want more Shang-Chi, and with seeing Mark Ruffalo and Brie Larson back in their respective roles, it makes me more excited to see Brie Larson with Teyonah Parris and Iman Vellani in the Marvels next year. And despite the fact that I'm not so enthusiastic on She-Hulk, I am interested to see how Bruce Banner plays a part in it. I just hope he is not thrown away to the side for the female wannabe Hulk. I hope he's actually working with her and actually has some charisma to her. With her. But overall, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, definitely my favorite film of the year. It is one of my favorite films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I had a lot of fun with this. Simu proves herself to be a new lead of character for the MCU, and also a new hero to be with the Avengers, the ones who are taking over the original characters. We're not talking about Kate Bishop right now, okay? We are not talking about her right now. The action is well choreographed, it has great emotional weight, with the rivalry between father and son, an outstanding third act. It makes it a personal me. It does have a usual MCU future project setup, but at this point, it's to be expected. This is a very impressive origin story. This is definitely one of my favorite MCU origin stories. If I had to rate the origin stories, this would be definitely with number 2, right next to Iron Man, but Captain Marvel will be number 3. Don't judge me, I love Captain Marvel. I will not apologize for that. But anyways, I want more Shang-Chi, and I hope we get more in the sequels. I hope to see actors like Maggie Q or someone show up in the MCU, because that would be really awesome. But Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, you're getting my highest grade. You're getting my Spider-Verse seal of approval for how much I really loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. So that was my thoughts on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Finally, after a few weeks since it came out, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or are you somewhere right in the middle? All my social media links are in the description box down below. If you'd like to send money to my Cash App or my Chime, you can do it. DM me privately or message me privately to do so. If you'd like to see anything from my Amazon wish list, you can do that too. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Join the Epictasticness, and you guys